I didn't say that I really need to kick in is this. I started out by talking about how I'm the angriest black man in America. When this issue of slavery was told to us, revealed to us, uncovered to us, we were outraged, we were angry, and we decided we had to do something. And I wasn't just outraged and upset. I felt betrayed. Here's why. I was born and raised in Philly. Never heard about slavery in Philadelphia at America's first White House. I went to the greatest school. Sorry, Central, sorry, Girls High, but Masterman. And going to Masterman, I didn't hear anything about this. I then went on to the oldest HBCU. Sorry, Lincoln, but 1837 comes before 1954. But anyway, it's all good. But my point is this. So I went to Masterman, went to the oldest HBCU, went to the largest university on the planet for law school, Ohio State University, and never, ever heard about it. And that's why TAC had to come together. So we fought the good fight for 8 solid years, from 2002 up until 2010. And on December 15, 2010, write this down because the exam is coming shortly. December 15, 2010, there was the grand opening right here where you stand of the first, this is important, the first slavery memorial of its kind on federal property in the history of the United States of America. Right here at 6th and Market. And once we won that on December 15, 2010, everything was great until it wasn't. And it wasn't 15 years later, in January 2025, when the guy in the White House issued dozens and dozens of executive orders. And every single executive order that pertained to black people was anti-black. It was anti-DEI, anti-critical race theory, anti-affirmative action, just anti-blacks. That's January of 2025. Then we fast forward to March of 2025. And some of the other speakers alluded to this, but let me just break it down a little bit. March of 2025, the guy in the White House looks around the country and said, hey, I'm looking at all these federal historical sites, and I don't like what I'm seeing because these sites are, quote, inappropriately disparaging, unquote, America's past and living. That's March of 2025. Let's fast forward to May of 2025. That's when he gets Doug Burgum, his Interior Department Secretary, to issue an order specifically targeting this site. And with that directive in May of 2025, he had a 120-day deadline. That would have taken us to September 17. But folks like you, me, and others raised so much hell, September 17 came and went. Nothing in September, nothing in October, nothing in December. All of a sudden, January 22, 2:57 p.m., some vandals, and I do mean vandals, dispatched from the White House with giant crowbars. I mean, these were burglary tools that even my clients don't carry around. So I knew they were serious. So when they did, allegedly, my clients, but my point is this, when we saw those vandals use those gigantic weapons, and that's what they were, weapons to pull down what was the essence of this site, we knew the fight was on. A wise person once said, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And we stayed ready since 2002. So immediately we got our legal team together and we basically put together a strategy that was taken from our ancestors in the civil rights struggle in the 50s and 60s. Raise hell on the streets and raise issues in the court. Raise hell in the streets and raise issues in the courts. And that's exactly what we did. And the final thing I'll say before I tell you what I think the marching order should be, when we were in federal court right across the street a couple Fridays ago, the judge asked the government attorneys, where are the items? Where are the interpretive panels? The interesting thing is that the attorneys didn't really give a clear answer. They said, quote, the items are on the grounds of the National Constitution Center. And the judge is very sharp, by the way, appointed by a Republican. The judge said, basically, what the hell does that mean? Is it in the National Constitution Center? We found out that there's a section in or near the National Constitution Center that doesn't belong to the center. It belongs to the federal government. So they took that stuff and put it in an undisclosed place. I really want to tell you where it was, but we were sworn to secrecy. So the Monday after that Friday in court, the judge meets with all of us. We meet in the National Constitution Center, and we agree that the reporters can't go in, the staff of the National Constitution Center can't go in, but the lawyers involved. But we couldn't tell anybody where we went. So we went somewhere not far, and we saw the 34 items. Can I say they were damaged? Yes. Can I say that they were defiled? Yes. But they weren't really destroyed. But kind of, sort of, here's why. Because of the 34 panels, about 20 of them were glass/ceramic. And the other 14 were metal, where among the ceramic, there were dents, scratches, and marks. For the metallic ones, they begin to bow into a U shape. The best way I can describe it is taking the Liberty Bell and throwing it in Uncle Joe's garage. If you throw the Liberty Bell in Uncle Joe's garage, nothing bad might happen to it, but damn it, it's the Liberty Bell. You don't put it in Uncle Joe's garage. And I say garage because the structure that they put the items in is a large garage type structure. And I see y'all on the side give me the 2-minute warning. Actually, I started doing it 10 minutes ago. I just kept talking. But I'm done in 2 minutes. So we saw the 34. They weren't destroyed, but they were slightly damaged and defiled. But more than any of that, they were desecrated. And I say desecrated because this site is historic holy ground, historic hallowed ground. When you defile hallowed ground, you desecrate it. So now what? Now we fight the good fight. I meant what I said about the white folks here. If you would have joined with John Brown 200 years ago, join with us today. To the black folks, if you would have joined with Nat Turner 200 years ago, you need to join with them right now. So we need people to become a part of this attack army. We need them to email us and to call us. And the final thing I say, and this is really the final, I really mean it this time. Often people look at attack, A-T-A-C, and they hype up or get upset about the A, avenge. They think that avenge and revenge are the same thing. They're not. They're not even synonymous. Revenge means to do the same bad thing to you that you did to me. Avenge means to focus on justice for the victims. And every now and then, I think about changing our name to Revenge the Ancestors Coalition. Thank you very much. I just found out from our chief strategist, Dawn Chavou, that we're up to 5,000 on the petition. 5,000. Thank you all very much.